My name doesn't matter here. On this station, I am called Sweeper. That is the only name the aliens use for me. And they say it the way you might say the name of a broken machine. Something to be tolerated, not respected. I push my cart down the long silver corridor of Station Verity, mop in hand, bucket rattling on its wheels. Around me, tall aliens in fine robes walk past without looking down. To them, I am furniture. A human, one of the lesser species, good only for cleaning floors and carrying trash. I do not correct them. I never have. For 3 years, I have kept my head down and my mouth shut, and I have let them believe whatever they want to believe. It is easier this way, safer, quieter. But quiet does not mean empty. Behind my eyes, I remember things they would never expect from a man who mops floors for a living. Today is different, though I do not know it yet. The princess arrives at midday. I hear the announcement first, a soft chime, followed by a voice announcing that Princess Elyara of the Thessian royal house will be touring the station as part of a peace mission between her people and the small human colonies nearby. The corridor fills with excitement. Guards line up, officials smooth their robes. Everyone wants to look their best. I keep mopping. She walks in with an entourage of 6 guards and 2 advisors, and even from a distance, I can tell she is not like the others. Her steps are light but sure. Her eyes move constantly, taking in every detail, every face, every shadow. She is young, but she carries herself like someone who has already learned that trust is a luxury few can afford. As she passes me, one of her advisors, a tall, thin alien named Voss, waves a hand in my direction without even glancing at me. "Pay no attention to that one," Voss says, his voice smooth and dismissive. "Just a human. They clean the floors here. Not much use for anything else." A few of the guards chuckle. I say nothing. I do not even look up. But the princess does. She slows for just a moment, her gaze sweeping over me, not with contempt, but with curiosity. It is brief, barely noticeable, but I feel it like a small spark. Then she continues walking, and the moment passes. I tell myself it means nothing. Princesses do not care about janitors. I go back to my mop, and the day continues as it always does. Quiet, gray, forgettable. That night, everything changes. I am cleaning the lower maintenance deck, far from the guest quarters, when the alarms begin. Not the soft chime of an announcement, but the sharp, urgent wail of a security breach. Red lights flash along the walls. My cart shakes slightly from the vibration running through the station's frame. Something has attacked the ship. I do not move at first. My training, old training, buried training, tells me to wait, to listen, to understand the situation before acting. Through the wall speakers, I hear fragmented reports. A group has boarded the station through a docking clamp that should have been sealed. They are heading toward the guest quarters. Toward the princess. I should stay here. I should let the station's security handle it. That is the safe thing to do. That is what Sweeper the janitor would do. But I am not just a janitor. I drop the mop. The lower maintenance deck is a maze of pipes, wires, and narrow walkways, built for repair crews, not passengers. I know it better than anyone else on this station, because I chose this job for a reason. It gives me access to places no one questions, paths no one else uses. I move quickly through the service corridors, my feet finding the way without needing my eyes to check. Old habits do not fade, even after years of hiding them. By the time I reach the upper levels, I can hear shouting. The intruders are dressed in dark gray suits, faces hidden behind visors. They move with purpose, weapons raised, herding station staff into corners. This is not a random attack. It is planned, organized. Their target is clear. I press myself against the wall near a maintenance hatch and watch. 6 intruders, 2 guarding the corridor, 4 pushing forward toward the guest quarters where the princess is staying. Her own guards are outnumbered and pinned down near the entrance, unable to reach her in time. I could turn back. I could return to my cart, my mop, my quiet life. No one would know I was ever here. But I think of the way she looked at me in the corridor. Not with pity, not with disgust, with curiosity, as if she saw something the others did not. I owe her nothing, but I owe myself something, the truth of who I used to be, even if only for a moment. I move. The 2 guards near the corridor do not expect trouble from a maintenance hatch. I am quick, quiet, and precise. Within seconds, both are disarmed and unconscious, their weapons in my hands before they even understand what happened. I do not enjoy this. I never did. But I remember how, and right now, that memory is the only thing standing between the princess and disaster. I move deeper into the station, following the sounds of struggle. The 4 remaining intruders have reached the guest quarters. The door is half open, sparking from where someone tried to force it. Inside, I can hear Elyara's voice, steady, commanding, not panicked, even now. "You will not find what you are looking for," she says. "The treaty documents are not here." "We'll see about that," one of the intruders growls. I step through the doorway. For a moment, everyone freezes. The intruders look at me, a human in a janitor's uniform, carrying 2 stolen weapons, and I can see the confusion on what little of their faces I can see beneath their visors. I am not what they expected to walk through that door. "Move aside," one of them snaps. "This doesn't concern you." "It does now," I say. What happens next takes less than a minute, though it feels longer. I will not describe every detail, because it does not matter how it happened, only that it did. I use the training I buried 3 years ago, the skills I hoped I would never need again. I do not hurt them more than necessary. I disarm them, restrain them, and make sure none of them can hurt anyone else. When it is over, all 4 intruders are subdued, tied with cords I pull from a nearby supply closet. The princess stands in the corner of the room, her advisors behind her, all staring at me with wide eyes. I lower the weapons in my hands and set them down slowly. For a moment, no one speaks. Then Elyara steps forward, her eyes studying me with an intensity that makes me want to look away, though I do not. "Who are you?" she asks quietly. I could lie. I could say I got lucky, that adrenaline pushed me to act in ways I cannot explain. It would be easier. It would let me go back to my mop, my cart, my quiet corridor. But something in her question feels different, not an accusation, a real desire to understand. "My name is Daniel," I say. "Before I came here, I served in a unit most people never hear about. We were trained to handle situations exactly like this one. After I left that life, I wanted something simple, something quiet, so I became a janitor." "Why hide it?" she asks. I think about how to answer that honestly, because the last time people knew what I could do, they wanted me to use it constantly, for fighting, for war. I did not want that life anymore. I wanted peace, even if it meant being underestimated. She studies me for a long moment, and I brace myself for judgment, for suspicion, for the questions I have avoided for 3 years. Instead, she says something I do not expect. "You could have stayed hidden tonight. You could have let station security handle this, or done nothing at all. No one would have blamed you." "I know," I say. "Then why did you come?" I hesitate, unsure how much truth to give her, but after tonight, hiding does not feel like it matters as much anymore. "Because when Voss dismissed me in the hallway earlier, you did not," I say. "You actually looked at me. Most people never do. I suppose I wanted to protect someone who saw me as a person, not just a job." Something shifts in her expression, not quite a smile, but close. Before she can respond, station security finally arrives, along with a group of her guards who had been fighting their way through the corridor. They take the intruders into custody, and the guest quarters fill with officials asking questions, demanding reports, trying to understand what happened. In the chaos, Elyara turns back to me one more time. "This is not over, Daniel," she says. "I have many questions, and I suspect the station's leadership will have even more." "I understand," I say. "But for what it's worth," she adds, "you are not worthless. You never were. They were simply too blind to see it." I do not know what to say to that, so I say nothing at all. She nods once, as if that silence is answer enough, and allows her guards to lead her away for safety checks and reports. Word spreads quickly after that night. By morning, the entire station knows that the quiet janitor stopped an armed group of intruders from reaching the princess. Some people look at me differently now, some with respect, some with confusion, a few with the same suspicion they always had, just repackaged as curiosity instead of dismissal. Voss avoids me entirely, which is, honestly, a relief. Station leadership calls me in for questioning, as Elyara predicted. I answer honestly about my past, though I keep certain details private. Old habits, old promises made long ago. They seem satisfied enough, more interested in security gaps than in me personally. A week later, before Elyara's diplomatic tour continues to its next destination, she finds me in the same corridor where we first crossed paths. I am mopping again, because despite everything, I still prefer this simple work. It gives me peace that nothing else ever has. "You are still doing this?" she asks, gesturing to the mop. "I like it," I say honestly. It is calm, predictable. After the life I used to live, calm is worth more than people realize. She considers this for a moment. "I could offer you a position within my personal guard, a title, recognition. I appreciate that," I say. "But I think I will stay here, if that is all right." To my surprise, she smiles. A real one this time. "I thought you might say that. But know this, wherever I go, you will always be welcome. Not as a servant, as a friend." "I would like that," I say. She leaves the station that afternoon, her ship departing with the same quiet grace she arrived with. I watch from a viewing window, mop still in hand, and for the first time in 3 years, I do not feel invisible. I do not feel worthless. I feel, simply, like myself. The corridor is quiet again after she leaves, filled only with the soft hum of the station and the familiar sound of my cart's wheels against the floor. Life goes back to normal, mostly. People still call me Sweeper sometimes, out of habit, though it carries a different weight now. I do not mind. Names never mattered much to me. What matters is choice, the choice to hide, and the choice to step forward when it counts. I made both choices, for my own reasons, and I do not regret either one. Some people will always see a mop and assume there is nothing more beneath it. That is fine. Let them believe what they want. I know who I am, and now, so does she.